Let me ask you something. If the greatest investor of our time, Warren Buffett, flat out refuses to buy certain stocks, shouldn't you at least know why? Today, we're diving deep into the types of companies Warren Buffett avoids like the plague, why ignoring his reasoning could cost you dearly. This isn't just about philosophy, it's about real risks, hiding in plain sight. Stick around, because some of the names might just be sitting in your portfolio right now. Buffett's core investment principles. Before we talk about what Buffett avoids, we need to understand what he looks for. Warren Buffett follows a disciplined, value-oriented strategy rooted in a few key principles: durable competitive advantage, understandable business models, strong cash flows, predictable long-term performance, trustworthy. Shareholder-friendly management. If a company lacks these, he walks away, no matter how hot it looks. And that brings us to the types of stocks he won't touch, and why high-growth tech stocks without profits. Let's start with the obvious one: unprofitable growth companies. Think about companies like Snap, Rivian, or even Palantir, businesses that burn through cash, promise long-term dominance, but can't show sustainable earnings today. Buffett avoids them not because they'll never succeed, but because they fail his test of certainty. He once said, "The most important quality for an investor is temperament, not intellect." In other words, he's not chasing hype. He wants proven results. So if your portfolio is full of companies with no earnings, high valuations, and a trust us, it'll work message, you're betting where Buffett wouldn't. IPOs and SPACs. Buffett has historically avoided IPOs and SPACs like the plague. Why? Because in his view, IPOs are structured to benefit the seller, not the buyer. You're buying into hype, not value. Take the 2020-2021 SPAC boom. Billions poured into companies like Nikola, Lordstown Motors, and Clover Health, many of which collapsed by over 80%. Buffett's famous quote on this: "You, Dan T, have to swing at every pitch." The message? Just because Wall Street says this is the next big thing, doesn't mean you should buy in. Commodities and cyclical stocks. Buffett tends to avoid commodity-driven businesses like airlines, mining companies, or oil drillers. Why? Not because they're at the mercy of external forces. Oil prices, economic cycles, global politics. These businesses can't control their own destiny. He prefers pricing power, not exposure to uncontrollable volatility. Said it best: "The best business is a royalty on the growth of others, requiring little capital itself." Translation: if a business relies heavily on unpredictable pricing or massive capex, Buffett stays away. Turnaround stories, and maybe some days stocks. How about those so-called turnaround stocks? Buffett avoids them too. His reasoning is turnarounds seldom turn. He doesn't invest in hope. He invests in certainty. Whether it's Bed Bath & Beyond, JCPenney, or BlackBerry. These once great companies often fall into the trap of nostalgia investing. Buffett focuses on businesses getting better, not struggling to survive. Speculative sectors. Here's where it gets controversial. Buffett and his right-hand man Charlie Munger have been openly critical of Bitcoin, calling it rat poison squared. He's also steered clear of early-stage biotech, where outcomes rely on FDA approvals and binary events. Not because they're inherently bad, but because he doesn't understand them well enough. That's a core Buffett lesson. Only invest in what you understand. If you're speculating on something you can't explain in one sentence, ask yourself, would Buffett own this, or am I gambling? So what should you do? This isn't about copying Buffett's portfolio stock for stock, but it is about learning to recognize danger signals and avoid the traps he has spent decades steering clear of. If a company can't produce earnings, operates in an unpredictable industry, its unclear leadership or governance is more about hype than fundamentals, then Buffett likely wouldn't go near it, and maybe you shouldn't either. Warren Buffett doesn't try to be flashy, but his results speak louder than hype. If you want more unfiltered insights like this, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment. Which stock are you holding that Buffett probably wouldn't? Let's get honest and smarter together. Thanks for watching Market Pulse Unfiltered.